Hi, I'm Cato from iCaravan. We will now go through the basics, and you will need to know about them before you drive your rental. All Challenger's rentals run on diesel. And you open the filler cap here using the ignition key. And opens up. Fill fuel. Lock the filler cap with the ignition key and close. Behind the vehicle driver's door is the technical room. In here, you can fill up the water tank by opening the cap here. Fill fresh water into the vehicle's freshwater tank. Just fill it up until it's full. You can also stop filling here if you want a half tank in the vehicle. It's described in more detail on the inside of the door. Behind this door are our fuses and chargers. At the far end we have 220-volt fuses, 12-volt fuses, and the charger on the far left. You can see that it lights red when the charger is on. Alongside the technical compartment is the power socket. This is where you connect the power to charge your vehicle, but also to use the 220-volt sockets inside the vehicle. You can then charge your phone and your PC. Then you take the connector that is back in the vehicle's luggage compartment, put it in here, and then you are connected. When you want to drive on and need to disconnect the power, you move down the blue button on your left and pull out the plug. Close the hatch properly. That was the technical compartment. Directly beneath the water tank where you fill the water is the water tank's drain plug. A blue tube sticks out with a yellow stopper. If you want to empty the water tank completely, you pull out the yellow stopper, and the water tank will be drained of water. And so if you want to fill the water tank, you must replace the yellow stopper so that the water doesn't drain out. The hot water tank on rental vehicles has a frost control, so if it falls below 5 degrees inside the rental, by the water tank, it will drain the hot water automatically. So it is important to ensure that the frost control is shut before filling hot water into the tank. The way to check it is by looking at the switch on the top of the frost control. It should be transverse to the frost control. And the blue button must be pressed down. The frost control is then locked. If you want to discharge the hot water, or it gets cold and it drains automatically, the switch then turns along the frost control, and the blue button pops out. All the hot water then drains out of the vehicle. When using water inside the vehicle, for example, for washing dishes, etc., this drains into a wastewater tank under the vehicle. You will see this symbol directly behind the right rear wheel. It shows where you drain the wastewater tank. If you also see this symbol along the road, it means that there is a drainage station for wastewater. There is a handle under here that we pull out to open the wastewater tank and release the water. When you have finished draining, you just push the handle in to close the wastewater tank. When you have used the toilet in the vehicle for a while, it will tend to fill up. Now I'll show you how you can empty the toilet tank on the rental vehicle. You take the small key on your key ring, unlock, open the hatch, then pull the handle up, and pull the cartridge out. It is very important that you make sure that the toilet is closed before you remove the cartridge. When you are emptying the tank, you can also use this to pull the cartridge if it's a long way to the emptying station. And when you arrive at the emptying station, you open up the pipe at the end, press in the small orange button on the opposite side of the cassette, to let air into the tank while emptying the contents. And when you're done emptying, then you screw the cover back on. Reinsert the cartridge and ensure that it is fixed securely. Close the hatch and lock it. Then you go in and put a new toilet tablet into the toilet tank from inside. When we are going to use gas in the vehicle, we must open the gas cylinder. You will find it behind the gas hatch, directly behind the vehicle's passenger door. Then we use the little key on your key fob again and open the hatch. There we find the gas cylinder. This vehicle uses an industrial cylinder that we open by turning it counterclockwise until it's open, pressing the green button here for 3 to 4 seconds. That opens the gas inside the vehicle. When we want to drive again, and we want to close the cylinder so we can drive, we turn the gas cylinder clockwise until it is closed. Check that it is properly closed. The gas cylinder is then closed and the door is closed in the same way, by turning. Lock and press in, and then the gas cylinder is closed. Now, let's go into the vehicle and look at the technical details there. Now we will look at the main control panel in the Challenger RV. At the top left is the main power switch. This switch must be on during the whole trip, and this switch must also be on for the vehicle's batteries to be charged. Button 2 from the left is the main light switch. Once this is turned on, you can turn on the individual switches around the car on and off. Button number 3 from the left is the water pump. When this is turned on, we can use the water taps in the kitchen, shower, and also the bathroom. If you hear the water pump running without water being used, you must turn this button off at once and check why the water pump is running. It is most probably because the water tank is empty. Button number 4 is the outside light. If the car is fitted with outdoor light, we can turn this easily on and off with this button. On the bottom row, there are 3 indicator switches. The first is for accommodation section battery. When we press this in, we will get a red, yellow, or green light depending on the battery charge level. For the vehicle, it should be green all the time, and if it goes down to orange, you need to find somewhere to charge the vehicle or perhaps take a drive. Button 2 from the left is the vehicle's battery. It will most probably be green all the time, but if it goes toward orange, you should also charge the car or possibly take a drive. Button number 3 from the left is the water tank. This vehicle has a 120-liter water tank, and with a simple percentage calculation, we can see how much water we have left in the tank. There are also 2 indicators on the right-hand side. The bottom socket is for the 220-volt connection to the vehicle. The indicator over it is for if we start the vehicle and its battery and the accommodation battery are on charge. It turns green. If it does not turn green, you should check its fuses. There is a small sign for the wastewater tank on the left side. If it is red, the wastewater tank is full, and we must go out and empty it. Above this is the fresh water tank. If this is lit, it means that the fresh water tank is empty. Now we will look at the panel that controls the central heating system in the vehicle. We turn the panel on by pressing the round button in the middle. An icon of a motorhome with a thermometer will start to flash. If we press the round button again, we take control and can regulate the inside temperature of the vehicle. Once you've found the temperature you want, for example, 20 degrees Celsius, we again press the round button to confirm it, and a flame will appear on the upper side of the black line indicating that we now have turned on the heating. If we turn on to the next, which is water with a thermometer inside, and press that, we can regulate the hot water in the vehicle. Here we can choose between eco or hot. If, for example, you want a shower, we recommend setting it to hot. Otherwise, just for washing and clean hand hygiene, eco is sufficient. Also confirm here by pressing the round button. Further to the right, there is a gas cylinder and 2 lightning strikes. You can regulate what kind of heating source you want here. Fuel, for example. The vehicle uses diesel fuel from its tank to heat up the air in the vehicle and the hot water. If we turn it to the right, we get Mix 1, which is diesel and 1 kilowatt power. If we are connected to 220 volt, Mix 2 is diesel and 220 volt, 2 kilowatt power. Or we can run it on just electricity, 1 kilowatt or 2 kilowatt. Now we want to set it for diesel and confirm by pressing the round button. That's really all you need to know about the panel. If you want to change the temperature inside the vehicle, you can easily do it by turning the switch to the temperature you want and confirm by pressing the round knob. We recommend that you have some heat on in the vehicle at all times. If you see a triangle down in the middle which indicates an error code, it is most likely one of the following errors. Either your fuel tank is empty, or you have too little power to the vehicle, so you may want to start the engine or connect to 220 volts. Once you have figured out what the error is, you go down to the line with the wrench, turn completely to the right to reset, and confirm there. This will then restart up and the error code will most likely have disappeared. Now we will look at how the refrigerator works. We turn the refrigerator on with the black switch to the left. The first button we get on the display is the power source for the refrigerator. You can choose between 220 volt, car battery, and alternator, which only works when the vehicle's engine is running. For gas, you must go out first and open the gas cylinder before turning the refrigerator to gas. If your refrigerator has an A, like this, it will select the refrigerator source automatically. It will then take what is most available. If it does not have an A, you have to manually select the source and switch source when you stop and when you drive. The next button selects the chill in the refrigerator. Here you can choose the chill from 1 to 5, where 5 is the coldest. The on and off switch must always have a small green light. If this turns red or begins to flash on the display, we may have to find another source. We turn the refrigerator off with the same button that we turn it on with. When you want to start using the toilet or have it emptied, then you must take a bag of chemicals, open the toilet, and empty the bag into the tank and fill a liter of water and close the tank. The toilet is then ready for use. When using the toilet, you of course open the lid. Open the damper on the bottom here. Do your necessary. Flush with the blue button on the wall and close the damper. A little light here will glow red when the toilet is full and should be emptied. I always recommend emptying the toilet before the light comes on. When you are going to start your journey, there are a few points that are important to check. Check that all cupboards are closed, that all drawers are locked in the kitchen and bathroom. You must also check that all windows are closed. And skylights. Carefully check using the crank that the skylight is properly closed. Make sure that all sliding doors in the vehicle are locked with Velcro and the shower doors. Turn off any lights so they do not disturb you in your rearview mirror when you're driving, and then just get behind the wheel and and off you go.